2 months back, back in the summer, early summer, he had a contest about creating an image for at the beach, and I was the only one to enter, so I automatically won the grand prize. Part of that prize.
Yes, that is typically how contests work.
So, as part of the grand prize, I get to help write or put a plot to a 4-page story for his universe. So
Yep.
me and Metal are going to try and work together today to create that 4-page story.
Yep, I have a Google Doc with a brief layout set up.
Yeah, I saw that. I have it up. I don't have it in OBS, but I do have it up so I can see what he's writing. And of course, as usual, I didn't do my homework, but thanks to him going over his stuff a few weeks ago here on the channel, going over his website, I was gonna narrow it down to either the pirate type one or the kid superhero type one, and I of course picked the superhero one because it's what I'm more familiar with.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The funny thing with the kid superhero, though, is that he only exists within the years, the summer of 2000 to the fall of 2001. It's the only time that he ever did superheroics. But there's still plenty of time for him to do crazy things.
We got Arda Reed here saying hello, and my mom as well. Yeah. So he only does it during that time. He doesn't. You can't write a story where somehow he ends up doing it in the future or whatever.
No, but that's for spoiler reasons.
Okay.
He's kind of like an artifact of time to an extent, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that will be a little limiting, but hey, what is a writer without limits?
Yeah.
We got Elric here saying hello as well. So yeah, here, let me bring up your website so more.
Well, you were talking about even more limits. That character only deals with like normal criminals, like mercenaries and stuff. You can get pretty advanced, but like normal humans, up until like late summer of 2001. So for like most of his run, he's just like dealing with mobs, thugs, mercenaries, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing on Bullet's page. Him and Valor. We're dealing with Valor. I'm not sure which of these characters besides Valor we'll put in. I might. He has said I can make up some sort of character to go in here. We'll obviously have to get the limits of what I can do with that here established.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and Alric is addressing something that I did earlier today accidentally. Earlier, after I did my high noon stream, I hit the stop streaming, and then I must have accidentally hit start streaming and not realize it. So everybody got an extra like 45 minutes of just my desk.
Yeah, I saw like you addressed that in the Discord.
Yeah, so I did put it on private for a little bit. I checked it out. All the sounds in the background are muffled. You can't really make out the TV. So I put it back up. Hopefully the chat replay goes with it. So, you know, that should be funny for those that watch it. I did go and read all the chat after I ended it. And I just came in and ended it right away. Didn't see anything once I realized it was live. I'm on YouTube out in my living room and I'm like, what's this saying? I'm live. I'm not live. And then I came in and saw that OBS said, stop streaming, and for you to press. So it's like, oh crap, I am live.
Yeah, your computer just decided to have a live stream all on its own.
So, yeah, that was a bit funny. I wasn't sure whether I was going to leave it up, but I am. I'm not sure how many plays it'll get. I retitled it, oops, I hit the start button the start stream button after I hit the stop stream button. So, that's more interesting just to read the chat, I think, than anything.
Yeah. Also, happy Captain N Day to everybody.
Happy Captain what day?
Captain N Day.
N Day. Oh, Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, because on September 9th, 1989, Captain N, only the best cartoon ever, aired for the first time.
Cool. Bullet saying...
Which no one but you can see. I'm wearing my Captain N jacket.
Yeah, well, we can show... Bullet says it was the best stream. Elric says, Cross, your stream quality has never been better with that stream. Yeah, no moving parts. Or very few moving parts. My video quality may have been great, Elric, but my audio quality sucked. But it was a good thing because I didn't need it picking up the TV in the background. Timothy's here and says, Captain N. Yes, Captain Nintendo. N is for Nintendo.
Well, they had Nintendo wouldn't give them the license to their name, even though they gave them the license to like all their characters for product placement. So N technically stands for the at the time fictional Northridge High. That's actually what his Letterman jacket is. And the funny thing about that is there was no Northridge High in the Northridge borough of LA, but 15 years later, on Captain N's anniversary, September 9th of 2004, there actually was a Northridge Academy in high school made in his name, basically. There's even a Keene Hall. I don't think most of the people that attended even get the reference.
Timothy asked, so if he gets a cape, would he be Super Nintendo? No, he'd be Super Captain Nintendo. Or Captain Super Nintendo?
Possibly.
Bullet saying the chat was the top notch and the performance art was legendary.
Yeah, if you read the Valiant comment, there actually was like a negative or like a bad version of Captain N who did have like a superhero looking outfit with a cape. So that is a canon thing.
Mallet says more death streams. Elric says, and don't forget Icarus.
Kid Icarus.
Icarus, because he was the most annoying character.
Yeah, Pit from Kid Icarus, which they just called Kid Icarus. For some reason, they decided he was going to add the word Icarus to the end of like everything he said. So he'd be like, that's Greaticus, and stuff like that.
Mallet says, Met Al, tell Rick more death streams. Yes, see, this is no longer the Metal saga. This is the Met Al saga. So, so they can get away with publishing it without anything doing with you.
Yeah.
So, I guess since we're gonna use this, the Hymn of Valor world, for lack of a better way of saying it, instead of universe.
Oh, just the time frame of our world within the years 2000 to 2001.
Yeah.
Prior to 9/11. Man, wasn't the world a different place?
Yeah. Um, Maybe you can remind folks of what the world or world and
Oh,
I can't.
I do have a Sub-Zero shirt. This is a screw attack thing from back in the day.
Maybe you can remind people of what this world time frame is like, or this city or whatever that we're going to be dealing with.
All right, so I'll just do a breakdown of what A Hymn of Valor is as a story.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Okay, so A Hymn of Valor is about a kid superhero named Valor who, like most people, kind of lives a normal life, but he's not normal. And he kind of like just goes out and fights crime with like ridiculous godlike powers. But he's a kid, so he's, no matter how good he is at anything, he's an idiot because all kids are idiots. So he ends up screwing up and doing a lot of stupid things. And it's within the years, the summer of 2000 to the 1, between, I guess, what would be his third and fourth grade years. And he kind of just goes out and, for the most part, had been taking on petty crime all the way up until late summer of 2001 in the DFW area of Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Okay. Mostly like robbers, crooks, like people mugging, all that type of stuff. Occasionally, your random mercenary who decides to steal something from someone important. Oh, yeah. And nobody knows who he is, even though he doesn't really hide his identity. Just kind of that idea is like, nobody would believe it's him anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so we're always obviously probably going to use him. I'm not sure whether we'll use any of the other characters that you have there.
Yeah, you honestly don't have to, because even the only human one there, right, which is Jim, or James Warren, doesn't even show up until late summer of 2001, and he's like the last normal criminal that Valor deals with. And then everything becomes super stupid after that.
Okay. So he operates during 2 different summers, right? Is what I'm getting? Or just
yeah,
one
you basically have 2 different summers to work with.
Okay. So I'll let you pick which summer you want to put this in, since it's your universe. I think I'm going to write a new character in for you.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That just means you'll be working with somebody who is, for all intents and purposes, human. You could have something special about him or whatever, but it's basically just going to be human.
Yeah, I think he will be human. He's going to be a tourist in that area for whatever reason. And he's going to be from Canada, from Hamilton.
Okay.
Can you
so
guess
kind of an insert.
Yeah, can you guess who I'm writing in?
Yourself?
I'm writing myself into your comics.
Are you going to refer to yourself as yourself?
I guess we'll just call me Mr. Piper or something like that, because he's a kid,
Mr.
right?
Piper? Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Piper or John Piper? Timothy, oh no. So, maybe some.
I can worry about filling out the character details after that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I was thinking of a mugging or something happens to Mr. Piper and ends up somehow tagging.
Oh, so Valor's coming to save him.
Yeah.
Which you'd expect as the tourist. He's not just like an onlooker of something that's going on.
Yeah. And maybe somehow he ends up, Mr. Piper ends up accompanying him as Valor chases down the guy that robbed him or whatever.
Okay. If you don't know exactly what you want, and I can add the total page synopsis afterwards. If you want to even show the page, because I do have it up, I break down how I write scripts for people, and this might make it easier. And basically, the way I write a script
Are you presenting it? You need to present it.
Oh no, I sent you the link before. You
Oh.
can see me editing it in real time, so you can control the window yourself.
Oh yeah, okay. I just because I didn't have it. Oh, that's in browsers, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So you could just open it up like a browser. You don't need a program or anything.
Yeah, okay, so let me put the browser on.
I love Google Docs for this purpose. You can just kind of like work with people in real time.
Timothy says, "Kid Piper." No, I'm gonna be an adult in this. You said 2000, right? The beginning of the 2000s.
Yeah.
I would have been in my early 20s. So.
Yeah.
I was thinner back then, believe it or not.
Oh, we'll draw you thinner then. You can even shoot me a reference pic if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try and find a couple.
Yeah, so the first one, like I already have it set up. I forgot to do the character area, but that's going to be for the guy who in the first one. If you see there's a table of contents on the side.
Yeah.
You can just jump down to the second one, and that's where we're going to be working.
Okay.
All right. I got you. We'll use 2 of your long name.
Okay.
It's like I was actually kind of jealous when I saw your Facebook profile. I was like, man, this guy gets 4 names.
Yeah, I'm named after my dad and both my grandfathers.
Yeah, so this is how I usually set it up. Typically, I come in, I'll set up the title. Sometimes there'll be a subtitle. So, like if I'm doing something in a series, the main title will obviously be whatever the series is. The subtitle will be the name of the issue. I'll put out like a general synopsis of the entire story that we're doing. Then I'll start breaking down the characters that will be in that story. I'll give like brief descriptions of everybody.
Yeah.
Even if it's a recurring character, I need to keep in mind what outfit they might be wearing that issue. And then after that, we jump straight into the pages.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is on the page line, I'll put like a very brief bare bones sentence of what happens on that page, like a single action or chain of events. That's easy. And then I'll start writing out what goes into the page. And to do it this way, I can find out all the simple actions first and then go back out and fill out the pages.
Timothy says, so many aliases to go with. Yes, with Richard Charles John Piper, you just get a lot of aliases. You know, Richard gives you a lot, Charles gives you a lot, John gives you a few more. And Mallet wants to know why you're sucking up to me.
No, you already explained you won a contest.
Yeah. Well, maybe he said about maybe it's about the jealousy thing with 4 names.
Oh, the 4. Oh no, yeah. I actually have a character. It's kind of an inside joke that nobody will get to later. I have a character in my Chronicles of a Planet called Mira, and he has 7 names. And most people don't know that until like a certain chapter that comes up, and his 2 buddies are like, "Why do you have 7 names?" And then his response is, "Because my dad loved me more than most people." Yeah, and they're just like, I can't really argue with that logic.
Yeah. I don't think it froze up, Timothy. We're just not doing anything at the moment. Mallet said RCMP. I almost had those initials. My initials are RCJP. My mom, well, I never met him, or I met him as, like I was like 1 or something like that. She had an uncle by the name of Major, and she wanted actually my Major in my name, but she didn't get it because my dad.
That would have been pretty cool.
But my dad filled out all the forms beforehand, as she's just half awake after giving birth to me, and she's like, yeah, whatever, and barely signed it. So I ended up with Richard Charles John Piper instead of Richard Charles Major Piper. Now, she might have liked the Major at the beginning. Then I would have been Major Piper.
I mean, he still could have been Major Piper.
Yeah.
You just, ignore the first half.
Yeah. Well, that would have been like my grandfather, my mom's mom. He used one of his middle names all the time. His he was John Russell McTavish, and he went by Russell all the time, so he didn't go by his first name.
Okay. And you can see me on the screen. I'm that little red cursor next to the word synopsis right now. So if you see that pinkish reddish cursor jump around, that's me.
Yeah, right there. See, it says the medal. Do I have a cursor?
No, your cursor only shows up on other people's screens. So on my screen, you're green.
Oh, okay. Cool. Elric says I should have 5 names. Chris, Timothy was, oh dang, man.
Okay, so you got 4 pages to work with. So the best way to break this down is that we've got 4 major actions or events that happen in here, right? Per page.
Yeah.
Probably going to be page 1 is going to be whatever happens to you as a tourist. So you either getting attacked or mugged or whatever. So what exactly do you want to go down?
Yeah. Well, obviously I would say, like you said from the synopsis, obviously a quick introduction and attacked or mugged. I'm not sure. Well, attacked. You don't have any real big villains for this guy to.
Not at this time period, no.
Yeah, so trying to think what we should do for that. How hard can it be to chase down the hunger?
I mean, if you want to be late summer of 2001, early fall, before events really kick up, the Mac, the shape-shifting demon, already shows up. And he's just kind of showing up every couple days or so, causing trouble for no reason. He's basically somebody who's equivalent to Valor and Power.
Okay, maybe we should have him in and... Okay, we introduce me, and then... what's his name?
Mac.
Mac pops in and does something, and it ends up... I'm not sure what it does to me. You can throw in ideas here too.
Yeah. Well, so like I said, right now we're just doing something very basic. We don't have to worry about the introduction or anything.
Yeah.
This is just how we're framing it up. So the first page would show Mac torments, because the sadist Mr. Piper.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's all we're putting right now. We'll come back afterwards, and we'll figure out what the next page is.
Okay.
So, assuming for this page, Valor will show up to try to stop this.
Yeah, maybe this is Valor spotting Mr. Piper being tormented, and just shows up in front, to stop at,
Yeah. So
again,
but just the basic main action would be Valor intercepts or interferes. Mac's plan. Just something really simple, right? And then we fill it out more.
Well, Valor spots and goes to intercept.
Yeah. I spelled interfere completely wrong.
Okay, let's see what we got.
I can't think about spelling right now. This is why I have spell check.
And Rick said,
but that's all we need to put, because we can put that he spots it in the synopsis portion. When I go back to the synopsis of each page, it's going to be like a short paragraph of what actually goes on the page. It's just an easy way to break down and kind of write something in a fast manner. It keeps you organized. You get all the ideas out, and then you go back and flesh them out more.
Yeah. Robert asked for the. He was let's see. Any hyphenated names medal. Asked Mallet earlier. What were you saying, Rick? Mallet said that was Timothy. Mallet says,
Oh yeah, I
"Will this?"
forgot to reinstall Grammarly on this computer since I rebooted it. I normally have it installed.
Mallet says, "Will this be taking place in Winnipeg?" No, it will be taking place in the Dallas, Texas area. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Fort Worth?
Yeah, typically all the stuff happens in that area. Yeah.
Okay. Timothy asks, says he was attacked for his shoes. The robber kindly asked for them, and Rick said, "Okay." Mallet says, "Rick, don't you think you should have thought of some of this through before streaming?" True, but I think this makes it a little bit more interesting to people, seeing both of our thought processes working together on creating
Yeah.
things. Hey, at least I figured out, I narrowed it down to Valor before the beginning of the stream. Elric says hello to Timothy. No.
Hey, honestly, you're just playing along by even picking any of my heroes. You could have just been in the world, and it could have been you stumbling into a subspace highway or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No one. Timothy says no. Let's see how this idea flows. Timothy says hello to Elric. Timothy. And Rick says sorry because he is Canadian. And they are really polite. Grammarly works well, says Timothy. Elric says, I'm sorry a lot to be. That's only because California taught all boys to say sorry for anything, even if it's not their fault. Sounds like a Canadian. Timothy says, I tease Rick, and he is a good sport about it. Elric points up, and Mallet says, I'm not sure how interesting it is. Okay, we're caught up with the chat. So,
Yeah.
I guess page 3 is Valor and Mac fight.
Yeah, we could do something fun with it too, right? So there's got to be like some type of engagement on Mr. Piper's part, right? So a cool thing we could do is, because Valor's trying to get in the way, playing keep away with Mr. Piper. Because Mac is a very playful guy. He actually only comes, for the most part, to do bad things, to try to drag Valor out to play.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right, so... And, again, we can finish off with them having like a salutation or something, but the main part of the page, probably Valor drives Mac off, right? Because we got to come to the conclusion within 4 pages.
Yeah. Obviously, page 4 is, Mac takes off and Mr. Piper probably thanks Valor, and they go on their way.
Yeah, so now that we know the Mac's going to be in here, we can add another character.
Bullet says engaged to be married. My mom says sub, share, and like. Elric says, so they're playing a game of hot cross potatoes. Hot cross comics potatoes. Timothy says, Rick, kick the demon in the nuts.
He's not actually a demon, he just calls himself that, and that also probably wouldn't be a very smart idea.
Yeah. Plus, if you were a demon, demons don't have that stuff. Wouldn't do anything. Well, as far as we know, they don't have.
Oh, they do in my world. Because demons reproduce.
Yeah. Well, I would say they can manifest them to do something with. And hold on, I'm going to take my earbuds out for a second. But unless they need to manifest them to use them, They don't have them, I would say.
Well, in X Dynamis Chaos, demons are not the same as fallen angels, right? These are two different classifications of things.
Yeah.
They are created by fallen angels and are the natural denizens to the realm of madness in some places out in the world tree. So they actually spread and reproduce on their own, and angels often have to curtail the rapid growth of their population.
Okay, cool. Elric says, unless he's Balchinian
from Men in Black. Yeah. It was Men in Black 2 when he was fighting the people after the K's memory started coming back. There's a guy who had was called a Balchinian. He pulled the scarf down and his testicles were on his chin, so he popped him right there.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Yeah. So we got our basic script, and we can go back up and start filling this out.
Yeah.
So the synopsis, I'm assuming we're starting that Mr. Piper is on vacation touring the Dallas area. Where, do you want to be like getting lunch from a food truck?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, while getting street tacos. Street tacos are great. From a local food truck.
Everybody out there, how well can you see what he's typing?
If you need to zoom in, you can just Control plus, and that should increase the screen size.
Yeah, that's probably...
If not, obviously you can redo it in OBS as well.
Ulrich says, make him getting a ribeye steak taco. Oh, that sounds good.
I don't think they do ribeye. You can get carne asada, which is skirt steak. They have that in tacos. The local food truck, when Mac
appears,
begins to terrorize the city. Mac spots Mr. Piper. And let's see, how are we going to torment you?
Oh, maybe.
Obviously, he's not too mean, but it's got to be something.
Okay, but I've got to. We've got to do something for him to spot me. Maybe he's near and I say something.
Oh, you could, yeah. I mean, Mac is kind of just belligerent and would start tormenting anyone that he sees, but if you want to grab his attention, we could do that too.
Yeah. Either that, I'm all decked out in Canadian gear, and that's really making me stand out. Although that's probably not something I do. Deck out all in the Canadian thing while going around the city, but
no, the demon Mac is the one that terrorizes the city.
No, I meant touring the city. If I said terrorizing. I would be decked out all in, the Canadian gear while touring the city.
No. Let's see. Okay, so we'll say when Mac spots a foreigner, because that would be 100% accurate in this case.
Yeah.
And but still, we got to figure out what he's going to do to you. Well, actually, we could even have that for the setup of the next page, right?
Yeah.
And rushes over. There we go. That'll be the end of that page. We can make a few panels out of that. So we'll start the next page where we hear screaming, right? So, screaming is heard. Mr. Piper.
Howard guys, Cross terrorizes the city or a demon? Well, it's not technically a demon, but the bad guy is, yeah.
Yeah.
Watch out.
We could show Valor showing up because we could have him running to the scene and we could hear screaming coming from you.
Yeah. Timothy's, watch out, here comes a Canadian. Run, said no one ever. Elric says, I also forgot to thank Cross for the Coca-Cola Thank you, Cross, for the Coca-Cola Tic Tacs because the box says made in Canada. Okay.
Coca-Cola Tic Tacs.
We don't have them here.
Yeah.
Or at least not that I've seen.
It must be a export only. And we don't want those stuff here. Get them away.
Timothy says, oh, no wonder a demon attacked him. Well, that is it. Make up Alanis Morissette. Don't. Well, that is for Alanis Morissette. Don't Elric. Okay. I have no idea.
I don't know what that means. Yeah. Yeah, running to the scene. And now we can figure out what Mac was doing to you when Valor shows up. What's an evil but not super cruel, torturous thing that somebody could be doing?
What are Mac's powers?
Ooh, what aren't Mac's powers? Mac has the ability to manipulate the entropic field around him. But the basic things you get are super strength, super speed, energy projection, shape-shifting, not just of himself, but also of a guitar he carries around that he can turn into any weapon.
Okay. Can he shapeshift other stuff? Or
Yeah, to a degree. The way entropic manipulation works, it's also... in this case would be called psychokinesis, is your ability to assert your will on the environment. So if your willpower is much greater than the thing you're asserting it on, you have control over it.
Because what I was maybe thinking, I'm not sure whether he can do this, you can tell me one way or another, is he makes a giant taco and put me in it and makes some being to start eating the taco.
I do like the taco part. Yes, he could turn his guitar into a flamethrower, Timothy. That's entirely possible. In the issue where he shows up, he turns it into a chain gun and starts mowing people down. Successfully doesn't hit anything because Valor shows up in time, but then he tries to mow people down. I do like the giant taco part.
Yeah. I thought of the giant taco, and then it's like, why is it, what's he gonna do with the giant taco, you know? Like, besides put Rick in it, you know, the fact
maybe pick it up and attempt to eat it himself. That would take way too long too. That would be part of the torture. Yeah, I actually like that. That would be funny. That'd be fun to draw too. They see like a normal sized person holding a giant taco with a person in it next to their mouth.
Elric says across his litter, they're having someone eat him. That's poor Marvin. Hey, I want it fun. I thought, a huge taco. Since I'm getting a taco, that
yeah.
Inspires
it's thematic. It works.
Inspires inspiration,
Plus, because I've thought about this too after writing the whole arc, I don't think Max ever actually killed anybody. Just gets really, really close because he wants to draw Valor out. Like testing. Like, he'll get here in time. Then we'll have our fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so Valor, we'll definitely not use pronouns because it'll get confusing if I don't write the names. Valor sees Mac holding a giant taco to his mouth that contains the screaming tourist. Okay. Now what else? Oh, that.
Well, the thing is, well, you say Taurus. I'm just thinking from Valor's perspective. He wouldn't necessarily know it's a Taurus.
Well, Valor would definitely know. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay. Timothy said. Ulrich says we are. Ulrich says to Timothy, "We are scripting a comic, not making an opera." Oh, because Timothy says sounds like something out of Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, so he would know.
Oh yeah, no, Valor would know.
Yeah. Okay.
His powers are very similar to Mac, so he actually doesn't see things like normal people do, and I show this in the first issue of Hymn of Valor. The way he sees things is on the entropic field, which is kind of like the source code or father code of the world you live on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Matrix, but more like a thermal imaging, right? You can kind of see where things came from, where things go to an extent.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
A bit of precognition.
Yes, but really, really bad precognition because you have absolutely no idea which possible future the universe is going in.
Yeah. Okay.
So effectively, it's more of just like getting a heat map of the universe.
Okay.
Yeah. So from here, we can figure out how, because, you know, we got definitely room on this page. This is like 2 panels right here. We can figure out like what we're going to do, how this conflict is going to actually start.
Well,
because obviously Valor's not going to want to rush Mac down while he's still holding you, because it would probably hurt if you just dropped the taco straight to the ground, right?
Yeah. Timothy says, if you're going to get eaten, Rick, hopefully you give him the bad guy heartburn. Rick says, he can flip a coin and pretend he knows how the future will play out and just bluff his way to victory.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mac has the same powers, so... This is why they don't even try to do stuff like that against each other.
Okay, so... Would he be able to... Valor this is. Well, obviously he'd be able to make the taco disappear. Maybe or turn it into a...
No.
Some sort
Valor
of
has the same powers. He doesn't know how to use them to the same extent. So at this point, he can do energy projection, but he cannot manipulate the environment around him.
Okay.
Able to do is heal minor wounds.
Okay, so he could make the taco go no existence, reverse it out of existence, and then maybe put something under me to catch me. Since energy.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't work. He could blast it with like a ball of plasma, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Okay, Kat's here, and she's wondering what the heck is going on. Well, Kat, a couple months ago, to repeat earlier, a couple months ago, Metal here had a contest. Oh, wasn't there supposed to be a beach theme to this?
Yes, there was.
Okay, well,
I know where this could work. You could still have the food truck. There is a lake I went to growing up called Lake Joe Pool. There's a beach there where people went swimming. Food trucks stop there all the time. We can just write it there.
Okay.
Nothing else has to change.
Yeah. But yeah, Mallet had a contest a couple months ago about doing a beach themed picture. I was the only one that entered. I won, and one of the things the winner gets is to write or help write a 4-page story that it takes place in Metal's universe. So that's what we're doing right now.
Lake Joe Dirt. That's how it felt sometimes. It's not a very good lake, but everybody goes there.
Elric says, so far we're on page 2 and we already at one piece level, one piece level of nonsense. Do it with spaghetti sauce, says Mallet.
Yeah, listen, if you think this is nonsense and out of normal for my world, you really need to go read my stuff. This is perfectly in line.
Well, I'm glad. I can accommodate. Did you put that anywhere in this now, or?
No, I'll remember. I'll put it back in the initial synopsis at the top.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's figure it out. Ooh. I know how we solve this. We're at the lake, right?
Yeah.
So one thing he could do is he could create a tidal wave through just force alone, right? And just carry a wave with the water.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're talking Valor, right?
Yeah, Valor could just go into the lake and create a wave.
Okay.
Using just physical force, you know? That's something that he could do.
Without, what's his name seeing him coming.
Yeah. Well, Mac probably already knows he's coming. This is just part of the games they play, you know, like...
Okay.
This is why he's here. He wants this type of stuff.
Timothy says, this is actually a fun way to rate a script. Mel says, you will not trick me into actually reading a comic. Cat has no idea what's going on. Insanity Cat says, Timothy. Cat says, okay, I'll let Evan know. And we'll cut up with the chat. Yeah, who knows how much we'll have done by the time, you know, this might take a couple nights, you know?
Yeah, we'll at least have what will go on each page done.
Yeah.
Right. We may not have like layout or paneling or anything like that, but the core of what will be on the page will be done.
Elric is asking, how powerful is Valor? Comparing him to some of the Shogun Jump characters.
Let's see. This would have to be after Hymn of Valor 1, in which Valor, I don't want to use the word tanked because it did rip the flesh off his body, but he healed back from it. Valor recovered from a 1 kiloton, 1 kiloton bomb. So like a miniature nuke.
Yeah, that's how durable he is. Well, we say he's got energy manipulation, sort of like Green Lantern. Energy projection.
Sort of. He doesn't really have that much control over it. He's still kind of new to all this.
Yeah.
So, like, he kind of shoots miniature suns at people.
Yeah. So he just basically does a Green Lantern blast, you know.
Kind of.
Instead of making objects like he probably can, he's not there yet to be able to make the light-based objects.
It's like throwing a plasma dodgeball at someone.
Yeah.
He actually technically can create matter. He just doesn't understand that he's creating matter. He thinks he's just manipulating energy.
Yeah.
He throws stars at people. It's really tiny stars that burn out fast.
Community, so it was gross, like some of those scenes from Akira. Mallet says, I do like how knowledgeable Metal is about his own universe, unlike some Canadians.
How much could he bench at this point in time? Let me do some quick math here based on his output.
And Elric says, so basically he's
probably a cruise liner.
And Elric says, so basically he's Gohan durability and strength.
No, I think you're underestimating how durable and strong Gohan is. as a kid, that guy was able to destroy planets.
Yeah. Well, I know you're not a big fan of Death Battle, but they just had Archie's comics Sonic the Hedgehog versus Wally West Flash.
Yes, which I didn't have to watch to know that they're probably pulling some BS. I know a lot about both those characters, and there is no way that Archie Sonic can beat the Flash. I don't know who won, but I could just tell you that Wally would win that.
The Flash won.
Good.
Listening to it, a lot of times I can predict it, usually with what they're saying, in the powers and stuff ahead of time. A couple times here and there I don't get it, but most of the time I get it with what they're putting out.
Yeah.
Mallet says, so how much... Oh, you already answered that.
Elric says he was talking about when he was being trained by Piccolo. No, because power levels scale proportionately. And when he was being kidnapped and trained by Piccolo, he had a higher power level than Master Roshi when he blew up the moon. Okay? Gohan was always a planet buster. He just didn't have the ability to do it yet. He couldn't control himself. People don't understand the scaling of Dragon Ball. I'm gonna have to be a little nerdy about this here. I don't like to, but I'm gonna have to. Let's see. How long did it take me to create my universe? That's a weird question. You have to define what you mean by create. To create it, it took me seconds. I've been building upon it for a couple decades now. And I've only started releasing stuff on it for 2.5 years. Piccolo did blow up the moon. Well, technically a projectile of it. No, Master Roshi was the one who blew up the moon the first time, though. During the tournament, when Goku transformed. They've been blowing up planets for a long time in Dragon Ball.
I do know they all seem very...
Constipated?
Alex, I don't understand how both of you know so much about this. Oh, I guess the Dragon Ball stuff.
Yeah.
When it magically returns the second time, give it pieces. Yes, that's what I mean, building.
Yeah, no, I've been building on it for a couple decades now.
Yeah. The thing, I think my problem is I've built some, but because of not being able to go forward in some ways, I stopped building as much as I should. So that, I've been stuck at a spot where I don't know as much as, say, Mallet. Not Mallet.
Well, my thing was I didn't even know they were all in the same universe at first, right? Yeah. I've just been writing stories since I was a kid, right? I think a lot of people have. And I would just whatever would be a fun, interesting tale. Kids are horrible at writing stories, so I'd find a story that I liked when I was younger, I'd go back and I'd rewrite it a few times until it was a better story. And then eventually I looked at it and was like, wow, it makes sense that all of these take place in the same world or universe. They all function on the same mechanics and the timelines could match up. Why don't I just put them all together? And a lot of the reasons they work on the same mechanics is because I'm the person writing them. So I usually go about making worlds work in the same way because it makes sense to me.
And Metal says, Mallet says, Metal, why are you not relaying messages? What messages?
I don't know. Are there messages in Discord? I don't have Discord up. Let me pull it up. Well, there's messages in Discord.
Okay, well, I guess they're not putting them.
Kat said to bring back desk streams.
Screaming isn't constipation. It's them powering up. Powering up looks similar, but completely different. Mullet said, I probably sniffed too much food. And he says there's always messages. Okay, so
Yeah, no, I completely forgot to have Discord up.
yeah.
Well, my phone's open now.
Well, I've got the ones that are supposed to come through the restream, the live chat.
No, they have a group chat where they send me stuff. You wouldn't get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Where were we?
Sends a wave.
Oh, okay. Send a tidal wave. Yeah. I just use Piper. I don't need to type Mr. every single time. I'm the one drawing this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's fine for the page too. Because that could take a couple panels to actually pull off. That's probably good for page 2.
Yeah.
So then we can pull into the keep away. So how are we gonna pull this off? Let's think.
They could probably both go towards either. Valor's probably gonna go check me out, see whether I'm all right.
Yeah.
And then either Mac can go towards me to try and get me away from Valor, or he can be going after Valor, or Mac can be going after Valor as Valor goes after me.
We'll just say both of them rush over to Piper.
Okay. Ulrich says, during one of the best characters in Super. He just did, Cat. He just relayed the messages. Unless there's more.
Well, most of the messages aren't actually messages. Unless they just want me to relay them saying, is Metal relaying our messages? No, I asked him why not. It's like they aren't actually asking anything.
I don't know why they just can't ask him in the live. Well, for the live.
Because it's life is more interesting this way, Rick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So now let's see. Let's think of something fun to happen though. Metal, please ask Rick if you can take over the high noon spot. Man, I keep telling people I'm not even awake most of the time to take over high noon. But I am up all night working on things, and then I sleep until sometimes even just noon, and then I'm not going to jump on the stream as soon as I wake up.
Yeah. Okay, they rush over. Technically, Mac would possibly be closer. Well, then again, Valor, if he's riding the wave, could get there quicker. So.
Let's see. Oh, okay, well, we could some fun things because they're trying to stop each other for different reasons. So we'll say Mac almost gets there first. He's there. First, but Valor.
Howard says, in the words of Jeff Goldblum, life finds a way.
Yeah. There we go. So Mac almost gets there first, but then Valor fires a plasma blast at him, knocking him to the side. Then, before Valor, can rescue Mr. Piper. Sorry, I'm a very slow typer.
No problem. I'm probably as bad at numbers.
Yeah. I actually used to be a pretty fast typer when I was in elementary school. But I had like this weird hover way of typing that I figured out while gaming. And then they forced me to do the home rose key, and something just like broke in my mind, and I never fixed from then on.
Yeah, I sort of do a hover thing, but in the positions when I need to. But it's also a cross between the right row, but my fingers aren't actually on the keys themselves. They're hovering above, and it's with a bit of hunt and peck,
Kat says, also ask Rick if you can take over after dark. I mean, half the time I do. I kind of did tonight to an extent.
Well, this is us working together to create this thing. And I think it's interesting. Some of the people out there find it interesting, some don't.
I think it should be interesting to learn how to script, right? Because you kind of, or at least learning how I script, right?
Yeah. Well, we're also coming up with ideas together, trying to formulate it into, two people working together to create this thing. It's not just writing down everything, from your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, like, because normally when I'm just working myself and I'm writing a script, I already pretty much know what the entire story is going to be before I sit down and start writing.
Yeah.
So, like, the only thing I'm working out is, like, how panels are going to be executed and stuff. But this part that I'm doing right here, I get done in maybe half an hour.
Yeah.
For a longer script, because I already know what's going to be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, here's me working within your universe, which I don't know completely all that well, but I know I know a little, not as much as I should. I'm not sure whether it should be. I know more.
Evan also says, tell Rick that he's taking over Billy's podcast. I don't think he's taking over my co-host role for the podcast. Even though we didn't podcast today, we're probably going to do it tonight. I was busy. I had to watch a dog for my mom while she was having surgery. And my co-host was exhausted. So we're probably, he got some sleep. After this, we're going to do maybe a shorter 1 hour, hour and a half instead of the full 3 hours.
Cool. Let's see. Ulrich says, so who besides me has seen the new Doom trailer? I know I haven't.
I didn't bother watching it. Kat says, Metal, you have to be firm on this one. Ask Rick if you could take over Verse of the Day. I don't want to take over Verse of the Day.
Sounds like they want you to just take over my whole channel. I thought he added all
Yeah. It's like, I've got channels. I can do stuff if I really want to. What's Mac gonna do? He's going to swallow Valor in a whirlpool.
Metal asks how your mom is. Because he says I probably did that. Which I did forget.
She's fine. The first surgery went without a hitch. She has to do a second follow-up one because it was a stent that she was having put in. And the stent went fine. I forget what the second part is. They might be putting in something to help the structure. But yeah, so far she's fine.
Ulrich says, same with me, how I work when I'm drawing a manga. But when I'm working on a manga with my friend, I can move forward. I can move forward in the story without him. Or can't move forward, he says.
Yeah.
Ulrich, glad your mom is doing well. And Mallet did ask, Metal, can you do a show at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time? That'd be like 1 o'clock my time, so instead of noon, it's 1 o'clock. No.
Could I do a show at 2? I used to do a show at 2. That's when the vomitorium was going when we first came back.
No, that'd be
it was starting to become a problem for my co-host, though. So we moved it back to our legacy time of 6 CST.
And I just rethought about that. That would probably be, actually, no, 3 or, I think 3.
Yeah, because you're in the wrong direction.
Yeah. And Alaric's still under the delusion that everywhere runs on California time.
Metal, tell Rick to tell you that I'm glad your mom and his mom are okay.
Yeah, my mom had a tiny eye surgery. And by tiny, I mean it was like 5 minutes.
Listen, Elric. Central time is Texas time, and everybody knows Texas is the greatest state. Okay? We have Cowboys and the Alamo. That's all that matters. And also, who runs on commie time? You know? Like, come on.
Well, it says, I used to have a cool co-host on Model Citizens, but he has new friends.
Yeah, I was actually watching his show earlier. Just for a little bit. Okay. I think we could probably fit another panel in here. Like a follow-up.
Okay,
Let's see what happens after the whirlpool.
well, if he's Valor swallowed in the whirlpool, he'd probably have to get out of it somehow.
Yeah, but we can build up some tension, right?
Okay.
I got it. We could just end this page with Piper floating off on the wave. There's like a small panel of its own, just like to feed into the next one. Just so they know that the goal is still there.
He says, I've been to Texas and the Alamo. In Texas, awesome ribeye steaks.
Texas has awesome of like all steaks.
Yeah.
But next time you're here, you got to eat the brisket. That's what Texans do best.
When you go to Texas, not much is at stake. Or is everything at stake?
No, everything's at stake.
Mallet says, I'm happy for him that he found people as crazy as him. And Elric says, me, Cross, or Metal? No, Model. Cat says, Rick, tell Metal he needs to stop making up methods about us asking him to take over the show. Elric says, depends. Is it corned beef brisket? Says Elric.
You are getting high quality brisket here in Texas, okay?
I'm not sure I've ever had a brisket.
Next time you visit Texas, we get you some brisket.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people too that they think they don't like brisket because all they had was like really cheap crud. And that's sad. And I don't blame them because I've had the stuff that some other places try to call brisket.
Yeah. I can't remember what my trip back was, but when I went to LA, we did have, I think, one stop in Texas. It was like at the corner, one of the corner parts of Texas. I forget what the town was offhand. Timothy says brisket down here is awesome. And Howard says high quality. Does that mean a nice amount of fat?
Oh yeah, something you learn around here is we don't actually like trim the fat from our meat. We marinate and cook it up with everything else because you know that animal fat's actually pretty good for you.
Yeah.
And it adds a lot of flavor.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are finally on page 4,
Yep, we're on page 4.
or at least doing the synopsis of page
Yeah.
4.
So, I figure the way we'll do this is, since you're still floating, we're gonna have Mac swimming toward you.
These guys don't fly, do they?
Mac can.
Okay.
He just doesn't because Valor doesn't know how to yet.
Uh,
And again, he's here to have fun. So, he tries to fight on near equal level.
yeah. Timothy says, "How long do you cook your brisket, Metal?"
If I'm doing it right, usually a few hours on like really low heat. Really let the it steam in there, yeah.
And he says, "Oh hell yeah!" And then Ulrich says, "I love some nice fat in my brisket and ribeye steak." Yeah, I like the fat gristle still on my steaks and all that too. It gives that little bit of extra flavor.
Yeah.
Ulrich says 8 hours for him. Timothy says a coworker of his cooked his in a smoker for about 11 hours.
That sounds about right. You basically get up early, you started smoking, check on it throughout the day, and then by dinner time you're good.
Max swimming towards you.
Yeah. No, I don't know why I said you. Because I'm talking to you, that's why.
Yeah.
Towards Piper. And then you know what? This is how we're gonna end this out right before he gets there. Valor pops out of the water. And uppercuts Mac into the horizon. He then escorts Mr. Piper back to shore. Where he is thanked for eating him. Which I could, stretch that out. And we can figure out more of the paneling. But I think that's a good, nice little 4-page short.
Yeah.
We have our setup, some nice action, and our follow through. Boom.
Yeah.
4 pages, complete little plot.
Yeah. Now, I guess the next thing you do is go and the layout of this for each panel.
We could. Because I can always just fill out the full synopsis afterwards, since we already know everything. So there's 2 ways to do this. Depending on how I do it, is if I know how many panels I want on the page, then I'll do the layout first.
Okay.
If I don't know, I'll just start scripting panels until the page feels full, or that I have all the spots I want covered.
Okay.
And then I'll figure out how I want the page laid out.
Okay.
So we're probably going to do it the second way. But I'm going to have to leave you to just kind of fill the air on your own show for a little bit while I go use the facilities.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he is there. I will come up. So, how is everybody? Is everybody really enjoying this? I'm not sure how much. We've got another like 45 minutes. I'm not sure how much we're gonna get done in that time. Do you think we should continue this tomorrow if Metal's able to, or do you think we should wait till next week if we're not finished? Wait till next Wednesday. I know I am enjoying this. I think most everybody is. Yeah, I would say about the trailer, the guy who plays all kind of with the young can. Wait, do you have your own t-shirts? Yeah! They're at Teespring. There should be a link in the description, Timothy. Elric says, next week sounds better, and that he's enjoying this. I've got a few different designs, too, so. Here, let me bring them up. Oh, unless we get Metal back. Are you back, Metal?
Hey, here. I'm here.
Okay. So I was just asking them, although the only one to respond is Elric thus far. If we're not finished this tonight, what they would like better. Continuing tomorrow night or next week. Then again, I should be asking you that too, because you might want this whole thing scripted out that way. Over the next week, you can, finish it off. But
I'm actually not in a rush because I'm trying to fulfill them in order.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on the commission part for the grand prize winner of the first one right now-ish. Well, not now, but
yeah,
that's what I'm working on over my workstation. And then I need to script up his. Then I have to do Evan, who, assuming he hasn't changed his mind, it's been a while. I was going to do this, but then the manga got in the way. Wants his mummy, him, on a unicorn firing finger guns, like bolts coming out of it or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think Dillard and I are just under the understanding that we both owe each other commissions, so we're going to let those cancel out.
Okay. And then when...
So after Evan's finger guns, that would come up to me doing your stuff.
Okay.
So it's good that we're scripting it now.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Sounds good to me,
Yeah, so if you want to continue working on it next Wednesday, saying we don't finish, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
And what about the coloring book? We're running into some problems with the coloring book.
Yeah, John's been trying to upload it to Amazon, and it won't take for some reason.
Yeah.
Have you tried
I
putting it up in a different format?
Oh, the format's not the problem. Because I put it in the format you upload things in, like the primary format. The only other way to do it, we could try somebody else's account. Like, we could put it onto my account and see if maybe it's an account problem. And just put all the same data and stuff like that. I really don't know. This is like the third time.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd still technically have enough time to run like a really quick crowdfunding campaign if we had to. But that means it would be done right before, if we did the minimum, right, 30, it would be done right before the end of the month, which would give us very little time to get it fulfilled and to you halfway through October.
I think maybe you should try, maybe you and Dylan should get together and you try and put it up on yours. That way you can at least eliminate the possibility that it is an account problem, because if you have the same problems, at least it eliminates. It either confirms or eliminates. Yeah.
I don't know. I was talking to him last night, though we couldn't figure out any solutions. I didn't even bring that up at the time, mostly because we were just so upset that it wasn't going through. But I could bring that up to him the next time we talk.
Yeah.
Assuming, maybe third time's a charm, it actually goes through this time. Who knows?
Yeah. Unless they're rejecting it for some reason.
He never got like an email or anything saying it was rejected. It just kept going to continue setup after review. That's what's confusing us. I haven't had this problem because everything that I've sent through so far has just been accepted right away.
Yeah.
So I'm basically learning how to troubleshoot it as we're doing stuff.
Yeah. Or maybe there's the case if you put it through. Maybe you put it through because you've had success before.
Maybe, I don't think it might.
Well, that just comes down to the suggestion of you putting it that we just suggested that you, or you suggested you putting it through just to find out one way or another whether it's still that is the problem or not.
Yeah. Okay, so panel 1.
Okay, did you want to write the full synopsis? You can if you want.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
It's up to you. I'm.
Well, it's gonna be boring because it's just gonna be me in a single paragraph, basically just shortening everything that we just wrote.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, maybe do that off screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Then it'll put like the setting and stuff like that. It's basically we're just gonna be redoing everything we just did.
Yeah. Ulrich says maybe Dillard doesn't have something set up on his account that would allow him to upload it.
That's not the problem because we already had that problem before it would let him hit submit the first time, and that was resolved. If you can't even hit the submit button if you don't have all the proper stuff filled out.
And is he getting an email from them saying that they got it or anything? Or
I don't know because usually you get an email right away saying that it was submitted, and it's like it'll be in review for 72 hours or whatever. But he says he hasn't gotten any emails. I'm wondering if he even checked the right email because I'm pretty sure he's using his wife's account to set this up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, maybe it's something you can suggest too.
Yeah. Because he was talking about before that he didn't even have this on his bookshelf while we were setting it up. And I'm like, well, okay, John, did you think maybe last time when you were setting this up, you actually made your own Amazon account and forgot about it since then and just we're doing it with your wife's now? So, of course, you wouldn't have anything in your bookshelf. You know, that usually sounds like things that happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's all confusing. I'm not blaming anyone for anything. We just need to figure out what happens.
Yeah, we're just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so page 1, panel 1.
I'm guessing this panel would basically just be the establishing shot of you in front of the food truck on the beach.
Yeah, sounds about right to me.
Yep. So we'll even, I guess we'll probably kind of make it a long shot-ish, more of a wide shot. We'll make a wide shot.
Okay. Yeah.
Mr. Piker.
So Ulrich says, so most likely he needs to check his wife's email account. Possibly.
That's what I would assume, whatever emails associated with the Amazon account. But he probably gets his wife's emails anyway. So I'm not going to say that he probably hasn't checked it. I'm assuming he has, but I could bring it up anyway. At the food truck ordering. We can even say we can get you some.
I was going to say
carne asadas.
I was going to say a taco food truck.
Yeah. These are actually my personal favorite, or the carne asada, which is just it's a skirt steak.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just chopped up and put into a tortilla. To our local Tex-Mex place, I will order the carne asada. It comes with the fajitas, and I'll make my own tacos out of it. Or it comes with the tortilla. And instead of making fajitas, I'll make a taco. Corn over flour. I don't get the thing with flour tortillas. It's not my thing.
Okay. Night, Mallet.
Oh, okay. Night, Mallet.
So a carna asdia
Carne
taco
asada.
asada. So taco. That would probably be something new for me. So I always like trying something new.
Yeah. But probably having the type of street tacos you get from a food truck would probably be fairly new too, unless you got. Well, do they do that down in? Would you go to Guatemala?
Well, we never went to any food trucks. When I went to Guatemala or Brazil. So, actually, when I was in Guatemala, I had an enchilada,
Oh, that's cool. Enchiladas are cool.
and that was at
I
that
like
was
me
at.
some beef enchilada.
I think that was when we were at the beach, or no, was that at the beach or somewhere else? That was the first time I swam in the Pacific Ocean too. And the beach was black sand, and it was hot, hot.
Yeah, black sand does get hot. Even normal sand can get pretty hot, but yeah.
So yeah.
No, it usually doesn't bother me because I walk barefoot on asphalt in the summertime.
Yeah. I've done that too.
Do we need some dialogue here? Probably.
Maybe just saying saying what I'm ordering.
Yeah.
And maybe some sort of comment. Hey, my first time getting a Garza. Saying, can I get a carne asada
We'll put.
taco?
I think I'll try. A what? Re-say that.
Can I get a carne asada taco? It sounds interesting. I like trying new foods.
You know, we're gonna make you pronounce it weird. Asada.
Elric says he prefers chicken enchiladas. He's not a fan of shredded steak or beef. Steak is beef. Timothy says.
Well, here's the thing, right? When it comes to Tex-Mex and stuff, steak is beef, but when you say steak or beef, they refer to two different things. So when you say steak, it actually usually refers to like a skirt steak that's been chopped up and fried in there, kind of like a pepper steak or fajitas or something like that. And if you say beef, it's usually talking about like ground beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timothy says Texas summer is very different than your summer. I think it's only
not way different. Oh, and we've been over this private calls too, talking about the relative temperatures.
Yeah, it's like 5-10 degrees difference in Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Now,
the odd day it might be like 15, but most days it would be only like 5 or 10 degrees at max.
Well, I would say our average stays higher than yours. Because I looked at your temperatures, and you tend to fluctuate more, while ours just kind of flatlines for most of the summer. Unless it rains, it's like the only time it actually will cool back off a little.
Yeah.
Which I feel so sorry for everybody stuck in the hurricanes, but has the weather been so nice here because of it?
Yeah, and you know I think you said you guys have the muggy stuff because of humidity. It gets really muggy here, at least in Hamilton.
Because you're right off the water.
Yeah.
And we'll even have the food truck guy. Which I don't even need to put in the characters because that'll be somebody I design on the fly as I'm drawing the food truck.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be whatever, dude.
Timothy says stays hot. Yeah, it can. We get heat warnings here. You know, like maybe you guys have it obviously longer than actually. But we have heat warnings where it'll stay hot for 3, 4, 5 days straight.
Yo, the rain is insane. Like, man, crazy.
Ulrich says he loves humidity. No fires when it's humid. Oh, not in this humidity. Yeah. You would not like this humidity, Ulrich.
It's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like we're not going to be getting many wildfires. There was a time, especially during like the late 90s and early aughts, that we had like provisions on not like watering lawns and stuff like that because it was so dry and we were worried about fires. But it's been so humid. It's like you're not worried about fires here in Texas. But yeah, it's something you have to deal with. So they kind of like pick your poison.
Yeah. Dylan's in the chat and he says, "What's all this? What script is this?" This is the 4-page thing of the script that me and Metal are working on together for the prize that I won from his contest a few months ago.
Yeah.
Howard says, "We have excessive heat warnings during red flag warnings like yesterday." Timothy says, "Oh, it's for the next fucking company."
Oh, yeah, we were getting excessive heat warnings right before the hurricane landed. And then as soon as it did, it's just been like raining on and off since. Like, again, sorry for them over like a state or so from here, but it's been great here because of it.
Ulrich says he'd rather deal with humidity than fire any day of the year, so let alone my lifetime.
Is it finished? No, it's not finished. Or are you talking about the contest? The contest has been finished, but no. We're building the script now. We're on panel 2.
Yeah, of page 1. Yeah, so I guess you're right, Albert. Fire humidity would be a little bit better than fire.
Oh yeah, because I was talking with Dillard here last night or this morning, whatever, and he's like, "Why is it foggy outside?" And he goes and checks. He's like, "Oh, maybe it's just smoke."
Ulrich says the entire West Coast is on fire.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think the entire West Coast.
Somebody's like, "Hey, it's a boy."
Is San Francisco on fire? That could be a good thing.
No, it can't. There's so much poop lying around everywhere. You want like methane explosions?
Yeah. Let's see. Dillard says the bloody script. No, the bloody.
Yeah, no, the script is not finished.
I don't think we're getting.
We keep getting
finished.
distracted.
Yeah, well, that's part of the process of writing. On air so everybody can hear and see and whatever.
So what is the story about? I can break it down very simply for you since you missed the beginning part of the stream. So Rick gets to pick basically where and when that he wants to write a story. So he decided that he's going to insert himself and he's going to go on a vacation to the DFW area during the events of A Hymn of Valor. And this takes place at the beach of Joe Pool Lake, in which he is getting food from a food truck, street tacos, and one of the villains, Mac, decides to attack the lake area. So Valor has to come up and basically save him and the people. But Mac is a playful trickster, and they decide to play keep away with Rick. And, over the course of 4 pages, they solve that problem.
So it'd be probably about a 28-year-old Rick, just under 30-year-old Rick. Or is Rick going to let you write it and then make the improvements? Well, after it's written, there's not much I can do. He has it.
Yeah.
I don't have the script at all.
Yeah, there was actually fine print in the rules for the contest and the prize where it said that I had complete editorial control over any script that I wrote. So while I'm letting the contestant pick what happens, I get control of actually making it good or working within the world.
Yeah. And I think I've been pretty good on working within your world. We've been having
no, you're doing great. I haven't had any reason to really change anything.
Yeah, we've been spitballing, getting it together. I think we've been working.
And for the most part, I would let it flow as naturally as possible. I would just kind of change things that outright don't work.
Yeah. Let's see. Elric says, partly on fire, they've been covered by smoke that makes their sky orange and dark from fire over 150 miles away. Timothy says, I have an idea for the next Buckler. Buckler should hate birds for some reason. Elric says, what type of bird? Timothy says, just birds.
Well, he can't hate ravens because that's against the law.
Okay, so I guess we should try to get at least panel 2 done here.
Yeah. So, let's see. Getting street tacos. Max starts to terrorize. So, for panel 2, we're probably going to pull away from the truck, right? Because he's going to have to see the foreigner with all this Canadian gear on eating a taco.
Okay.
So we're probably just going to have him come in and start lighting fires to people's beach umbrellas.
Okay.
I think that's probably a pretty good way. You can have people running around. I'll just have to draw like a bunch of cartoonish people in terror. So yeah.
Dylan says the Buckler has a pet raven. It ain't out in his office. That wouldn't work. Eric says, I like it, Dylan. Listen to Timothy. Okay, so he hates all birds except for ravens? Max shows up. Crackling.
Citizens in swimsuits.
Especially any birds that Rick draws. He's trying to conquer his hatred.
Yeah, everybody's obsessed with these birds just because you decided to add them to a single panel.
Well, it was more than a single panel. It was 2 or 3, but yeah.
I'm just saying, Rick, you started this. This is all your fault. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have a citizen say something. Doesn't matter which citizen says it, but we're just going to have, or a civilian, whatever. It's going to yell, well, civilian in terror. You got to have the prompt. Someone help, he's back. That's one word. Because everybody in the world at this point knows who he is. He's been on the news and stuff like that.
Timothy says, Rick is a troublemaker. Me? Never.
No, Rick is a nice, wholesome Christian boy. What are you talking about? Okay, so then we're going to panel 3. He's obviously going to have to spot you wearing all the Canadian gear. So definitely have to know when I do the character description that you're like head to toe in Canadian gear. We're at a beach, so the only way this is going to work, right, is probably going to have Canadian flag trunks, like a Hawaiian shirt type thing, and maybe also a maple leaf hat.
Yeah. Maybe I could yell something. Stop doing that, eh?
Yeah, we could just, okay, so we'll have Piper foolishly, because why would you do this? That's the attention of Mac to get him to quit it.
Oh, Mallet's back. He says, Ulrich, before I go to bed, I want to let you know it's still raining. Timothy says, will you eat at the till you end of days, won't it, Dills? Ulrich says, Cross would never leave a stream running by accident. Ulrich, I technically didn't leave a stream running. I accidentally started a stream.
I already thought Mallet was in bed.
Yes, I'm here.
Mallet, did you lie to me? I'm gonna have to take this to heart, man.
Dylan says, Mallet, your Hulk plate is awful. I hate it with every fiber of my being.
Oh yeah, you did say that too.
Well, just says, good, John. Good.
Okay, I might break this into 2 panels, so this is gonna be a panel 4 and a panel 5. And we're just gonna real quick panels. It's gonna be a close-up of Matt grinning devilishly. And then Mac run or sprinting. It's gotta be fast. Sprinting over. Boom. Hey, look. Finish the paneling for page 1, which means we can figure out how we're gonna lay this out. So let's see. We only have 5. So it's actually probably gonna be pretty easy to cut up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, obviously 5 panels. Panel 1.
Dylan says, Rick, make sure he doesn't cheap out on you. Demand 18 panel pages. I think that would. I think that would actually be cheaping out. You wouldn't have to draw anything that would be recognizable.
Well, or either that, or I'd have to go out and get like some poster board and draw everything on the poster board, and then take it over to like the FedEx Kinko's to get it scanned.
Well, I mean, even if you could draw it so it's recognizable, once you scan it down and put it on the page, it's then not recognizable.
No, it could be. I mean, we're working entirely digital, right? So if I scan it at Kinko's, I work at the page at like 1200 DPI. It would be horrible, though. You know how much? Oh, I'd have to upload the whole thing to the site, which would take up so much data on my site. 4 times.
Philip says, Ulrich says 18 panels. Not even the most corrupt manga that manga page has that many. And Dylan says every panel has 300 monitors in the background.
Let's see. Trying to figure out how we want this up. We'll have like cut up into 4 rows, right? The first panel will just be one narrow panel across the top. Say maybe a fifth of the page.
Reggie says, will the monitors have cut pages from movies? Maybe. And some of them will have hand-drawn pictures by other people. Most by one artist.
Beneath that, this is just the way I write the notes so I can tell how the layout's going to be. Typically, if I was going to send stuff like this to somebody else, I would probably just do the layout in Photoshop, because there's no way anybody else would be able to understand what my shorthand for layouts are. It would probably come out completely different than how I write it down.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right. You know, we're all here. We're hearing you. You're telling us a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you said, you're going to be drawing it, so.
Yeah. Not twice. Panel. Fill out the. This needs to be a bigger panel. This is probably even more important in establishing shot, because we actually have Mac on the beach with people running around and fires and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think Metal. Did you cut out Metal? Metal froze. Metal. Was it Metal that froze or me? Or was it my internet? Okay, so I'm not sure what's happening here, folks. I don't hear Metal. No, we hear you. Okay. Here, I'm not sure whether Metal can hear me. No, nobody. Okay, he's gone out. He's probably going to be back in a second. This script doesn't have nearly enough special effects. Where are the explosions? Here, Cross. So, I don't know what's happened to Metal at this point. Hopefully he will come back. Here, let me. So for right now, we'll just come back on me. You guys get to look at my ugly mug. Dillard, what do you think this comic book was made? By Michael Bay. The script was made for for TV, very low budget. Yes, it was. It's not even.
Hey, my internet cut out for a little bit.
Okay, so we have Metal back.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to browsers. Okay, cable accesses. Timothy. So we do have Metal back. Yay!
Yep. So then we're gonna have a tall panel, which is going to be half the width of the remaining page.
Elric says, "Yay! Metal is still alive."
And then
And then-
finally, two panels that split the difference. And boom. Be able to understand later on. We have a full single page finished.
Okay, is that 5 or 6 panels? You've got one narrow panel across the top.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Oh, that's 1/5 of the page height is part of the first panel.
Yeah. That's why there's a
Okay.
semicolon there.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking the 1/5 of a page height was a separate panel. So. Let's see. See, a sound effect. Boom! Says Timothy.
Yeah, and for that one, I might not even enclose it since it's going to be a narrow panel. I might just leave it open on top of the other panel.
Yeah.
Or how I actually connect the panels or anything when I go down to draw them.
Cool. Howard says there's only one thing to complete this page. That guy's eye.
Oh, is he making a Guardians of the Galaxy reference? Is he Rocket Raccoon?
I don't know. So we are down to the 8-minute mark, and we're about to go on to page 2, I think.
Yeah, unless with that disruption, you just want to save it for next time.
Yeah, maybe save it for next time. That'll give us a little bit more to fill out. Although we can, obviously talk for the next 8 minutes.
But how do you like this process?
I like it.
Yeah, do you like my scripting method, though? It's very clean. You can kind of make out everything that's supposed to be happening.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, for sure. Not quite the way I do it, but hey, everybody has their way.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock it, obviously. I think it's good. I have to. Hey, I'm working with you.
Good. Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Dylan says, "Is Timothy going to be drawing the cover for this book?" I don't think so. I don't think this is a book. This is something that gets put in the back of a book. At best.
Yeah, or in a magazine or something like that. So I usually treat this site. All the shorts are basically if you were to find just a short comic in a magazine.
Yeah.
But if Timothy wants to draw a fan art cover for this short, I'll totally throw it on the site.
Yeah. Or Sit says yes I am. While making a reference, I'm not an actual trash panda. Timothy says Dumb and Dumb reference. Dumb and Dumber reference. Nailed it. Yeah. There. Both of us.
Well, Dumb and Dumber, their bird died at the very beginning. He was killed and his head fell off. He's getting pretty old.
Yeah. So although I asked and only Evan answered earlier, did everybody else out there enjoy this week? Me and Metal will be finishing this off next, say Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what you said. I have no problem doing it then.
Yeah. Well, I believe we'll finish it off. Because
we don't have to any of the pre-work now. It's just panels and layouts at that point.
Yeah. It'll probably be done in like half an hour, And you're probably just going to write the synopsis off, the main synopsis off screen, right?
Yeah, and then like the character stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like Valor pretty much always wears the same outfit, but Mac would probably appropriately be wearing a swimsuit or something like that because he's that person that's always changing his outfit.
Uh-huh. Tilda says, what is Rick wearing? Life alert? No, it's my mic. And Rick's saying he enjoyed this. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I tried to do this a while back while I was writing history bios for characters. It wasn't working out too well, so I switched thing. So, but this once in a while I think works, Can you still talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I unmuted myself for a second because I had to cough.
No problem.
Very subtly, but then I forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah. This is, definitely good for change, something to liven things up, hopefully. And obviously, like I said, we're going to have this next week to finish this off. I'm not sure where we will. We'll probably finish it off there, like I said, within half an hour. So I'm going to have to make sure I have stuff ready for beyond that for myself to do. Not necessarily metal, obviously. Metals can just go on to drawing whatever off screen.
Whatever I do, I'm usually doing something while we're doing this stuff.
Yeah. Tomorrow night I will be coloring my character from last night. Hypomentoria. Which I thought meant just Latin for the bee family, but apparently it covers a lot more than the bee family.
Yeah.
Which actually leads to probably character growth later on, really. Finding new powers, depending on how her come from. I don't know yet for that. Dillard says, well, it's better than the old mic. Well, thank you. I have ordered another mic, so I'm just using this till then.
Yeah, you at least come out clear enough that I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure to have it up here, otherwise I sound really low and it's hard for people to hear me.
Yeah.
That's why a couple of my later, I think yesterday and the day before, my verses of the day were real low because once I forgot that I didn't have it on, my mic was on the floor, so it's like, just because it fell, because I just got this long cord, and it fell, and I forgot to drag it up and pin it on myself, and then yesterday.
Oh, I think you probably had that same problem when I was at when I was listening from the hospital that one day.
Yeah.
Because you sounded really low, and like, who is this on Rick's channel? He talks like Rick, but he doesn't sound like him.
And then the other day I had it just on the top of my desk, and it wasn't picking me up. Sometimes when it's on my desk, it picks me up good, and sometimes it doesn't. But I found it picks me up better, way better when it's right here. And it's 12 o'clock, so, Metal, you want to promote yourself there? Here, let me.
Yeah, I already got my ticker up and ready to go. And, if you want to end up reading the finished version of this comic that we were scripting when it's done, you can go check out xdynamuschaos.com, where I also have all the other stuff I work on within this universe. A lot of fun things to read. I started adding a few more pages again, so the archive, the codex, is getting bigger.
Oh, that's good, for sure. Okay, well, I want to thank Metal for coming on, and thanks for doing this, well, I'm not sure how to say it, I won it, so but it's neat doing it on stream and doing this on stream.
Yeah, because we could have just done this behind closed doors or something like that. We didn't have to do it on stream, so.
Yeah. Being willing to do this on stream and showing this process out there for everybody to see how he does it and us working together, on doing that. It's been real fun. It's been a unique experience, and it's obviously, it's preparing me sort of for later on when I've got to do probably this stuff with other people a lot more. Although I will I'll be working within my own universe, and here I'm working within somebody else's universe.
Yeah, you have to have experience collaborating with people.
Yeah. Although I have collaborated with some people in the past over stuff, but they're not quite as well. Not I was gonna say they weren't quite as professional as you. So, but
well, it is on my business card, the word professional, so I can kind of flaunt it in people's faces.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming out. I know some of you enjoyed it, and some of you were iffy, but I guess that's it. We will see you tomorrow for High Noon, and then of course for After Dark. So bye for now. Catch you later. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful day.